How are you doing? How is it happening? How is it happening for you?
Well, I'll speak first. You know what? It's actually amazing. I'm releasing at least 2 times a day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not eating any food, so it's just the enzymes. And I find that the deeper that we go in, the pieces are thinner. So it's not. I remember when I was doing my first intestinal cleanse, it was big. It was big pieces. Now it's thinner. It's thinner, but I guess it's just deeper and deeper what's coming out. And I have a question for you. Is it what's released from the mucoid plaque? Is it the large intestine and the small intestine? Is it the same, the mucoid plaque that gets released? Is it on the same continuum, or would something different come out from the small intestine than from the large intestine?
Well, it takes different. It has different shapes because in the small intestine, it's often like mixed with liquid, the digestive fluids, and the large intestine's function is to remove that water
Okay.
from the bulk that comes in when you have a diarrhea, for example. It's because the large intestine, either for some reason, didn't have time or to remove. For some reason, he was expelling something, or it's clogged. Okay, so then it doesn't do its work because the function of the large intestine is to reabsorb all the water that has been released throughout the digestive tract, the small intestine, for the to help the breaking down of the food, right? So when in the small intestine, it looks very much like a liquid mud. When it arrives in the large intestine, it's like a liquid mud, and the large intestine reabsorb the water. So that's why we say if a diarrhea lasts too long, there's a risk of dehydration. So it's very important at some point to stop that diarrhea.
And when we see the dampness, I guess, is what's from the large intestine going to the small intestine, right? Is that what the
No,
dampness is
not
about?
necessarily. The dampness is a condition inside the system. Okay,
Uh,
it's throughout the system.
And
So
why does, sorry, if you can just, I'm sure a lot of us want to understand the dampness and where it comes from and what we can do about the dampness.
yeah, we've talked a lot about it in the group about the dampness. It's it's just a condition where the body cannot keep the balance in terms of too much, too damp or too dry. There's this balance, and there's too damp, too dry, too hot, too cold. Like this, the body always seeks for a balance in this. When you have internal dampness, it can create. It's a good uh, environment for parasites. It's a good environment for mold, for example. I often have this question, how do you get rid of mold into a system? Well, it's the same way as how do you get rid of mold into a house? You need to dry it.
Scrub it out. Yeah, and scrub it out.
Well,
Scrub it
you
out.
scrub it out, but this is not enough. If you don't
Yeah.
only scrub it out and you don't resolve the issue of humidity inside the house, it's going to build up again. So it's very important at some point to address that issue. Okay, so it's very important to address this issue sooner or later. The cleanse, it eliminates a lot of internal dampness. It's kind of a fast track. Okay, but we need to. There's always this upstream that we need to take care. Okay, we can clean whatever is there, but we also need to take care of the upstream. What is the input? So if there's a lot of lifestyle element, either that you live in an environment that is very humid, England, Bali, these places where it's very humid. And on top of this, you have all the diet that can add on top of this cold food, sweet, alcohol, these kind of things. They all promote internal dampness.
When you say cold food, what do you mean? Like eating food that's cold from the fridge, or?
Yeah, everything that is colder than the body. Okay, because if you eat something cool, you pee it hot, isn't it? Right? So it's your body who eat this liquid or this food. Okay, and this requires energy from the body, and it can exhaust it. Okay, and this is, we say, is the spleen fire in Chinese medicine. So whatever exhausts the spleen is also attacking the fire that is there to control that. So it weakens the system. So normally we need to be careful with this, because eating naturally, eating raw has a lot of positive side, right? Because it's enzyme-rich food, we call.
Yeah.
But if you have it cold all the time, and you're drinking like four fruit juices a day, for example, this is a lot of sugar. Okay, and you eat it and you drink it with a good ice cube, and it's good and it's refreshing, all this, but it weakens, and this will create more dampness inside. Imagine you do that, and on top of this, you live in London, okay, or you live in Bali, this will create like this kind of imbalance. So you can drink and eat raw, but you can warm it up. You can warm it up. You can warm it up to 40 degrees. This is a warm bath. It's almost like having a soup, right? And there's nothing wrong. It's enzyme rich. It's still raw, and it's you keep all the properties of raw food, but you're not asking your body to spend any energy to warm this up. So if you go to a Japanese restaurant and you ask for a miso soup,
It's never hot.
It's never hot. Of course not. Miso, the purpose of miso is miso is fermented.
Yeah.
So they will offer it to you warm, like hot, like you could actually have a very comfortable bath in it. But you won't burn yourself with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because they keep the enzyme like this. If you put you make a soup and you throw miso thinking that enzyme will be good for you, you're actually killing it. You will still have the salty flavor and the flavor of the miso, but you won't have the properties.
Well, thanks.
So there's this margin. Like say in the winter, for example, somebody whose raw food they can warm all their food. They can warm all their food and keep their energy. Otherwise, the fire will just be spent to warm this food up. Warm this food up.
Okay. And what about mucus free? Do you suggest we like more mucus free foods?
You know, I think I mentioned today in the group about diet. Uh, it's a process, okay? The body can process a lot of things. When you're in a healing mode, there's more care to put. You know, the more knowledge you have, you know, if of course if you have a lot of of mucus generating food, then and your detoxing is counterproductive. Once you brought your body into a clean state, there's a lot the body can handle, and you can live your life. And because, you know, a lot of mucus generating food have also positive properties.
Mm.
Okay, they bring you, you know, it's not about, because every category of thing or every style type of diet have their pros and cons. So it's important to find yourself in this. It's always important, and all knowledge is valuable. And there's not a one size fits all diet. You know, if the book is that thick, maybe there's this for you in it. You can
It's like
explore the whole book for a while and see how you feel. It's always body, mind, spirit. It cannot be just intellectual approach of things.
no, and as we
Maybe at
change, I
some
think
point you're
yeah,
not happy. You know that there's something that you need to surf and be swift and dance and be flexible in this. And there's some parts, you know, that this you have a hard time with this, and you say no for sure, and you're rigid on this. But if you are rigid on everything, I don't think this will lead you to happiness. If you are in a healing mode because you have a condition, for a certain period of time, you can adhere to a certain very strict diet. Okay, but at the end of the day, you need to find your diet. You need to find your diet, and for this, you need to learn, accumulate knowledge, because accumulate knowledge, and when the symptoms shows up, then you know how to react, how to compensate, how to go on the other side. Okay, until you find your balance, and then
thank you.
yeah, you understand the principle. The principle is like this. You know, I think that in the learning process, you're attracted by something. You read a book and you really like it resonate for you. It resonates. You read the book or you hear someone talking about it. It resonates. Go explore. Go get what it is, and then after that, you've taken the information, and then you find yourself into this, and you keep accumulating knowledge, because we are kind of seeking like an end goal where we've done it. Okay, we did it. We're balanced and we're healthy and all this, but this is no such thing.
We
It's a
process and
constant.
adapt and change. Yeah.
It's life is constant, infinite imbalance. This is life. Balance, we'll find it when we die. That's the perfect balance. Nothing move anymore. But life is about adapting the thing and becoming skilled in adapting ourselves. So there's a part that you need to harmonize the intellectual information that you gather. You need to have found where's your heart and what you like, and among the knowledge where you can find your art in it, and then you align, and the effect, body, mind, spirit. And this is the mastery of it. And it's not like rigid. This is constantly moving like that. Does that make sense? Okay. And the beauty with the enzyme is like you can still keep on going with your life, but keep the enzyme in, and the enzyme will keep on a daily basis cleansing. They will do, with the methods we had before. It's like you had to take a moment in your life, say, okay, because you needed to fast, you need to have very weird drinks and mud and all kinds of thing to take, it's like you needed to really step out of society almost and do this cleansing period, right? It was very difficult to continue a daily life like this. But working with enzymes is different. You can carry your things at work. You can have in your handbag. You can have on your office desk elements that will detox you, and that's the beauty. When I discovered this, this is what came to my mind. How handy, how practical this is, how convenient it is. It's like I can detox every day. And also, as I said, it takes time to change our habits, because our habits play a role. It fills something in our life, emotionally and mentally. It fills that space. You cannot just say no, because oftentimes what we hear, cannot eat this, cannot do this, cannot do this, cannot, what kind of life it leads. It's like you remove all those things, and you just leave some holes there. What you do with this, you need to fill this. This is not real. This is you can be stiff and old for a while, but if you don't replace it, if you don't fill that with something else, you will fall back in the hole sooner or later. Okay, we need to get real here. This is important. That's why, like you gradually, slowly, you improve. You gather knowledge, and you try something, and you just eliminate the big one, the big bad boys first, like sugars and whatever it is, that you already know. Oftentimes we know what we need to change, right? It's
I think what is very important is that, you mentioned that this kind of cleanse is something that you could do even while you're working. But I'm on day 3, but I find silence so important. I find myself wanting to reflect, go inside myself. And just looking at exactly what you're actually expressing, try not to be rigid in our approach, look at what we can do differently, just observe our higher selves and the message that's coming through. It's our subconscious talking to us. And I think sometimes people want to jump on a detox because I'm not feeling great and I want a quick fix, or, something's hurting, or I've got an eruption of sorts. And we need to step away from that. We need to get to a point where we realize that there is no quick fix. It's about honoring our bodies, honoring our spirit, our mind, and taking the time. I'm loving the time I've given myself. Yesterday, I was like beside myself because I wasn't having an evacuation. And I thought, why am I holding on? Why have I got this pain under my rib? So then I said, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not like others. I'm going to go do an enema, unplug myself, which I did. And I felt relief shortly afterwards. This morning, I woke up with hot flushes. And I said to myself, it's all good. My body's telling me something. It's telling me that my liver needs help. My liver's talking to me. And I'm just going to embrace, I went and watched some of your talks, some of the interviews that you did with the Chinese guy, his name escapes me, but you did a very good talk on the liver, the liver cleanse. So I think we need to step back sometimes and just try and honor a process. Because if we're in too much of a hurry, we actually sabotage ourselves. We don't allow the healing to take place. Those are just my thoughts.
No. You're absolutely right, and it is great that you have the space and time to do that. But what I mean by the pursuing is like maybe what I mean is like you can keep having ingredients in your life that are working on this, even if it's not
Yes,
in
you
this
can.
ideal context, because in fact, before we were with the methods we know, we had to step out and dedicate this time because we had no choice. We were either not eating at all, or it was requiring a lot of preparation. And but with this, we can really carry the enzyme and ingest them wherever we're doing, and there's still detox happening. It may not be actually, there's in my daily life, there's not much difference than when I cleanse. The only difference when I officially cleanse is like I do, like you do. It's like okay, I sign out. I sign out, and okay, I will answer my messages at a much slower pace, or I will add some. I will stay in bed longer. I will meditate. I will look inside. I will go for slow walks. I will put myself up in the front. Like I put the car in the garage, and I look at it closer.
But I think most people are different stages of cleansing. And I thought I was quite clean because I tend to do quite a lot of detoxes and herbal teas, and and I just found that the exhaustion and the brain fog, it wasn't that I planned to stay home for a week. It's just that I was saying to myself, I have brain fog, and I have symptoms that I thought were gone that resurfaced. So I think the enzymes work very well in the future. It's something that you can integrate into your life. But to kickstart yourself, you're going to have to first just take notice of what it's doing to your body. And those changes, are good. I can feel them. I can feel the changes. But I think we're all deficient in enzymes. I mean, if you ask the average person, what enzymes do you get from what food? They'll look at you with a blank stare. They don't have a clue. They're not, that's nutrition 101. And I mean, most people won't even realize, where to find what enzymes. They just eat random food. So I think when you say have a high enzyme diet, the average person, like my partner would say to me, I'm having a green salad and that's enough. It's not, you know what I mean? So I like the fact that you come with an approach that's different. And like you say, there's a sachet or there's a drink that you can take. And I mean, I've been studying the different things that you offer. And I was very interested just on another subject. I was looking at the liver flush. And, in the standard liver flush, we normally add black walnut oil, depending if, because you want to try and kill the parasites as they come out of the bile ducts. I notice you don't do that, but you have got an antibiotic cleanse. I saw that in your product range. And it's funny that you don't introduce that. Is that, I would presume it's not antibiotics per se, as, it's probably products that help boost the immune system. But do you not add antiparasitics to the liver flush at all?
There are some.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there are some in the ingredients. There are some in it, and we will. It's the one who are in the affiliate. We go through every single product one by one, and we really scan the ingredients like this. But in the in the liver cleanse and in the intestinal cleanse, there are some ingredients, just throughout the multitude of ingredients in it that actually have antiparasitic properties.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes, and our approach of parasites is not about killing parasites. Is about removing their environment, changing the terrain, changing the terrain where they thrive. Because if we just kill the parasite without changing the environment, it's like the parasites will just settle again. It's kind of snipping the weed as soon as it comes out of the ground. So, but the root is still there. The environment is still there. So that's why someone like what I see, we talk about black walnut or what is this wormwood and all those herbs that are about killing the parasites is a nice complementary thing. But if you don't remove the environment in the terrain, it's just going to come back and come back and come back. It's just common sense, right? It's just common sense. And the same thing, people say, oh, is your product have something against mold? Yes, there's some lactic acid that we add in that addresses mold. And but again, if you have dampness inside and you don't address the dampness, then mold will just be there again, and you need to remove the mold all the time and strip off your walls all the time because it's humid. And so if we address that, then we're working at the root cause. And
sorry, I missed the first part of the video. I just came in late, but I wanted to find out, are you saying that mold could also contribute to the dampness inside?
It's the other way around. How do you get mold on your walls? It's because it's damp in the house. So if it's damp in your body, then you're promoting mold.
Mulgrew, okay, I'm with you. All right,
yes,
all right.
Yes,
I was thinking that maybe there's an underlying cause for the evacuations being like that, but I get you. All right, I understand.
It's the terrain. Like some people worry so much of their environment because there's mold and all this. Mold is not good for anyone, but someone who knows how to maintain their body will be much less vulnerable to outside mold.
And it's a funny thing, we see it with cancer patients, and I think I commented on the affiliate group that when we do scans and we just change the terrain, we look at the eliminatory organs, the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the lungs, the colon, and we change that, the parasites disappear. Their body just, it's exactly what you're saying. So we clean the house, but that process is done gently. People think they have to obliterate. They have to go in with all guns blazing to make a major change. And, health is not about extremes. It's gentle.
Yes, it is. Our job is, it's like we're not like mercenaries there to kill the symptoms, and we're just there to support the body. We are the missionaries, not the mercenaries. We're the missionaries, just there to support and bring back, clean the house so the body has less effort to pump the blood to clean itself. If the body over the years needs to do its work through mud and gunk and sticky matter and all this, it's like, do I need to finish my sentence? I don't think so. It's like, it's just common sense. If you just clean the house and you nourish, okay, you cleanse and you nourish. The healing, only the body can heal itself. Only the body can heal itself. And this is where we've been misled. We have been conditioned to believe that something external can heal us.
Can I tell you something? What I do with people that I've helped, I take them completely off vitamins because half the time they're not absorbing any of the vitamins. I remove all their bags of expensive vitamins. They arrive, especially with the most ridiculous products, and within 6 to 8 weeks of cleaning them out naturally, their vitamin levels restore without even taking supplements. And they stay like that for years. I've done it on my children. I told you both my kids were autistic. And I just approached it from a totally natural point of view. Not that there's anything, I just looked at the body, scanned them and saw what was missing, and started with, okay, your kidneys aren't working, or you've got a gallbladder problem, whatever. It took them off all the vitamins and supplements. And it amazes me to this day that people who take vitamins are the sickest that I know. They come and they don't change their levels because they're not starting with the gut. They're not fixing the gut. The small intestine is not absorbing. So it's interesting because your protocols or your modalities work on introducing the most fundamental aspect to nutrition, enzymes. People cannot get that naturally, easily, let's put it that way. So the fact, just what you said about growing and fermenting in a very specialized, loving environment. I mean, if you know what happens to water, I mean, a lot of us who are higher, who have a higher understanding of how our emotions affect our food and our water, just the basis of what you're doing with your fermented food is really, it's amazing how much it could do on a level, on a sick body. I'd like to actually take people through this and do a little exercise where we see if their vitamins increase, if their whole on a bioresonance scan, it shows a total improvement, because I've seen it just by using herbs, just by cleaning people out and removing products. I don't want to stand here and tell anybody that they should go off vitamins. I'll probably be shot after this, but I'm saying my personal feeling is that I've seen a total recovery on so many compromised people with cancers, autoimmune diseases, and they haven't reached for a pill bottle. I think the answer, would really be, let's look at what our body isn't producing, like our pancreas. Half our pancreas don't work properly because of the chemicals and the medicines that we've taken through our lives. Even antibiotics. One of the biggest diseases of this time is Lyme's disease. Do you know how many people are on antibiotics? They take 2 weeks of antibiotics for every month. And there's so many infectious disease specialists out there that are keeping infections at bay by using large doses of antibiotics. And these people never recover because they don't understand what they're doing to their gut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we cannot blame them. The system is a little bit messed up this way. As I say, the first 7 top leading cause of death are all lifestyle related, and we still go to hospital to ask for support to heal when there's no competent people there about that. I'm not saying that there's no value to this, but it's like they don't know what to do about this. They can control and try to control artificially a symptom like this, but actually the healing is it needs to happen in the lifestyle. And as you say, is like there's a lot of things that you can ingest, because don't forget that the digestive tract is not considered to be inside your body yet.
What do you mean? You've lost me?
It's still outside. It's still outside until it's processed. There's no food. When you ingest something, all your, is the projection. It's inside, huh? But it looks inside, but it's not inside yet. As soon as it crosses the lining of the small intestine, it penetrates your system. Before that, it's not inside the body yet. It's still outside. So all the
Are you
time.
talking about the extraction
No,
of the
I'm
goods
talking
through the
about
enzyme?
the digestive system, the lining inside is the outside of the body.
Mm,
Once it crosses, it needs to be processed before. It's a little bit like the
okay.
skin, all the bacteria you have there. We have a lot of bacteria there because it needs to process everything that comes in there in order to penetrate the bloodstream. And then it's inside.
Mm.
Okay.
And your point being?
So my point is, like, before we need to restore that with still the immune system. If you remove all the bacteria, you remove on your skin, you make yourself very vulnerable. It's your immune system is on the side. It is the same inside your digestive system. It's your immune system.
Mm.
So we need to heal that, make sure, restore that part very importantly before we go any further. Because otherwise we allow
Absolutely.
inside all kinds of things that it's like we're not processing properly what comes from the outside, and we bring inside the system. So this is why the digestive system is so important to heal. And when I talk about the digestive system, I include the liver in this. Because the liver is responsible. It's kind of the doorman in front of the bar, It's kind of the quality control there. It's in between. So, but it also plays a very important role in the balance of the digestive tract. All the pH, the alkaline acidic level of your digestive tract, which is crucial to keep the balance of your bacteria, of your flora inside. As soon as it becomes on the acid side, without on a long period of time, over a long period of time, this is where these issues of candida overgrowth, SIBO, and all these bacterial imbalance happen into the system. So this is kind of a digestive tract liver. We talk a lot about this. It's not because it's the only thing that we need to cleanse, but if we don't cleanse these ones, it's kind of cleansing the river, but not taking care of the factory that is polluting the river upstream. It's so important. And I will have question about my lymphatic system, my heavy metal, my kidneys, and all the yes, of course, all important. We get there. There's three more kits coming in the next few months. We have the lungs, we have the blood and lymph and kidneys that are going to come into a short period of time. Okay, but it's not about bringing more product to sell more product. This is not the point. The point is to have the tools. It doesn't overrule what I'm saying now. Is like the digestive tract and the liver we need to pursue and cleanse very deeply this organ. And maybe Marta has something to say about this. Marta, actually, she has, if you don't mind, Marta, but Marta, she's more experienced than me in liver cleansing. Okay.
I wouldn't say that.
But I mean, you have definitely more liver cleanses done than me. I think she has done 87. Is that right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, today's 88, actually.
Are you cleansing your liver again today?
Yeah, I'm doing two in a row. I'm two back to back. I'm doing the one from the Rainbow Cleanse, and I have another one at home. So because I have a contest with Freya, we're gonna see the one who has the biggest stones in the following 2 months. So it's just like a competition between Freya and I.
Mhm.
But this is just a joke. I mean, yeah, I really think it took me many, many liver flushes to clean my liver. I was very sick. And now the more I cleanse it, the more I get to the big stones. Actually, for me, liver flush number 87, I got the biggest stones ever. And it's a very long-term thing, actually. This is not to discourage you because in my case, for example, I got relief. Ah, yes, these were my stones. I don't know if people can see them.
Can you see that?
Wow. Yeah, I can see. Wow.
Mm.
Can I ask what period you did the 87 flushes, Marta?
1 year and a half.
All right. And
Yeah.
how long did it take you to actually feel better? Was it you just kept going because every time you did it, you felt better more and more? Well,
Yes, I felt relief with almost every liver flush, but the relief lasted very like maybe for a few days, a few weeks, and I always had to flush again to get that relief. And I got like the relief got longer and longer with liver flush 60 something. And then it didn't go away, and then I started to see all the benefits, and that of course made it easier to keep going. But I had been very sick for more than 10 years. I almost lost my many organs and stuff like that, so I was very sick. And in what I have experienced is that um, like all my symptoms throughout all this 10 years and a half were simply stages of liver congestion. And the more I cleansed my liver, I could experience all these years of sickness and the order in which it's kind of retracing. I experienced the symptoms when I got sick, and now that I cleansed the liver, I experience them again, but like, saying goodbye to them forever. And yeah, so you can still have a congested liver. I mean, you can still have stones, but you can feel the benefits with every liver flush. As long as your bile ducts are open and your bile is flowing, you will still see the benefits, but you will have to keep going until you get rid of the stones.
The liver plays over 500 functions in the body. There's many
Yes.
symptoms we experience in our lives that we could not imagine that is liver related.
Exactly. Yes.
So many symptoms, and then you start like cleansing your liver, and just you realize that these symptoms just disappear, or they're not there anymore. And
exactly.
So we cannot underestimate the importance of cleansing the liver, and it's
absolutely.
something that we need to keep going.
Martha, can I ask you, did you ever have pain under the right rib?
Oh yeah, all sorts of pains. my back hurt where the liver is in front, and then my spleen hurt horribly because of the liver flushes. So I have experienced a lot of symptoms, even new symptoms that I didn't have before when I started to cleanse, but they all went away at some point, so it's a bit of like back and forth process. But yes, I have. And I always felt like between liver flushes, I felt like a pressure on the right side. I never got a stuck stone, but a pressure, like there was something in there that wanted to come out,
When the liver
And
is
yes.
clean, we feel it, it's like at the moment, maybe I would ask him, most of you will, if how your liver feels, like not so much opinion, right? But
Yeah.
we start feeling our liver by contrast. The more we
Yeah.
flush the liver, the more we cleanse the liver, we kind of say, oh my God, it's much lighter in this area. There's some
Yes.
more space. It's less dense,
Yep.
because very rarely you will have someone, unless they have like I don't know, a blocked gallbladder, or that someone will have pain there. You can feel a heaviness, but if you feel the heaviness, you will suffer more the side effect, the symptoms from the liver. But when you cleanse it, you start like, oh, you start feeling, oh yeah, I feel much lighter there, much lighter. It's like there's something hanging there. Before it was like this, and then you
Mm.
start feeling like there's more space, under your lower right part of the rib cage.
In my case, it was very like, I think, unique because before I started liver flushing, I didn't even know I had a liver. Like I didn't feel my liver. It was so packed with stones that it was kind of, it was there because I knew I had a liver. But the moment I started flushing my liver, I started to feel pain and discomfort and the spleen, and oh my gosh. But before, it was like my liver was completely dead.
I can completely relate. I like actually had to Google like where my liver was, like based on where I was feeling the pain. And I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
okay. Because I knew it was like in the back, but I didn't know I would feel it in the front too. And yeah,
Yes.
I know what you mean. And now I feel it doing everything.
Mm.
You can even
Yeah.
feel, like back pain because of the
Yeah.
liver, in the middle back,
Mhm.
because, like of most of the structural issues, you can have tendinitis, yeah, you can have like lumbar, lower back pain, upper back pain, neck pain, and you keep going to the chiropractor and crick crack crock, and then you feel good again, and then, well, a week later or 2 weeks later, again it's back, and you keep working. It's snipping the snipping the bud that comes out of the ground, when in reality, if your organs tense inside, don't you think it's not floating like an helium balloon inside these organs? They're all attached to the frame. So if the tension increase in the organs, what happens, it's pulling on the frame, and it can pull on your spine, or it can pull on the shoulder. Oftentimes, if someone has a liver issue, if you look at their structure, this shoulder will be lower front like this, because it's pulling on the structure. I've been working as a healer, traditional Chinese medicine, for a long time, treating tendinitis, bringing and people feeling better, seeing them the following week, they're back like this, until I realized that it's the liver I need to treat. And I was working, relaxing the liver, and then the shoulder was like going back to its place. We don't think like this, like depression. The why the depression people are the round back and like this, because their lungs are tense. They're too short, so it's pulling, and they're like this. Not because of a wrong posture, can be, but oftentimes is because of the tension inside, and it's pulling on the frame. It shapes the body. So when you know that, you can even have an idea where the tensions are in the body. And oftentimes the approach, detoxing is always the first approach. Because if the organ was tense, the organ is dirty. It's like it's just more dense, and this either it's because you made it dirty, or it was tense because of the emotional reason and it got dirty. Can be for the other two ways like that.
Yeah.
So So yeah. So okay, so tomorrow you're all gonna do it. I think so. I think most of
Yeah.
you are gonna jump into
Yeah.
the liver cleanse. So then the intestinal cleanse. There's the sachet 1, 3, 7, and 10 are enzymes. It's all enzymes, but there will purge you, because when you do a liver cleanse, you will just want to make sure that all the toxins, because there's heavy toxins in the liver, that will make their way out. Otherwise, they would be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. We don't want that. Okay, so you're gonna have some bloating, the baby kicking, some sounds inside, some gargling, for sure. Go for it. Go through. You're gonna go to the toilet. A lot of watery stuff gonna come out. It's the second day, and what you can do if you have a second liver flush at hand, you can pursue on the second day. You can do another flush without necessarily having all the other ingredients. Your liver will be already open. So you can either take olive oil and grapefruit, or olive oil and lemon, and pursue. It will be open. I like to do that. I like to do 2 or 3 in a row. Okay, you can do that, because the 7th day is the end, of the cleanse. But you can pursue it. You can take the 7th day and flush again. You can flush even at noon, and flush another time at night before sleeping. This is totally possible. Okay, because it's open. The flush, what it does, because there's 3 parts in a liver flush: the opening of the purging, and the opening of the bile ducts. Okay, and this is the sachet 1, 3, 7, 10. Okay, then the other one is mainly apple enzyme. Okay, this is about softening the gallstones. There's malic acid in this, and it softens the stones. It will help to flush. Okay, and then you have the flush itself. The flush itself is actually, you give stimulation to the liver. So we give it olive oil, and we give it lemon, okay, or grapefruit is good too. Okay, and then this makes the liver like pushing. Okay, it pushes the toxins out. So that's the process. So once you've gone through this, you have like the number 10. If you still have enzymes at home, you can keep taking enzyme throughout the day, but you can at 12. If you want, you take 100 ml of olive oil, cold pressed olive oil, and you fill and with another 100 ml, about, or 60 to 80 ml for taste, or something, or grapefruit, and you flush again. You take this, you lie down, you just be with your liver for 45 minutes, and then you continue your day, and then you can flush one more time in the evening. And then what you can see, I'm going to share a screen with you, okay, because it doesn't come out with like the previous method that we knew, that where we were using Epsom salt. What normally when we were with this method, it was really like coming out like a watery. It was coming out like out of a dam breaking, and like this, and you could see the stones in the basket. This one may come out differently. Let me share a screen with you. Okay, so if it comes like this, if it comes out like this, okay, this is not from the flush. Okay, this is probably if you wake up at night, okay, and you have a release and it's already green like this actually been released from your gallbladder and liver before the flush. And this happened oftentimes to the people who never flushed before. So just by softening the stones and having those purgative enzymes, it just created like a movement, and this happened during the night, and it comes out green like this. The way it comes out, normally it doesn't come out in the morning. With the methods we knew before, oftentimes it was like in the morning, there was the biggest load. With this method, it comes out more like a mud. Like this is one type of outcome. It comes more like in a mud. And if you shower that, okay, this is the outcome of a person who's been fasting for over a week, by the way. So it's nothing, no poo in this, okay? So it comes out like this, and this is more than one kit. It's like 2 or 3 days in a row, okay? And it comes out like this. And if you shower it with very hot water, there's a lot of oil and fatty stuff gonna melt, and you're gonna start seeing things coming out, sticking out. These things are okay. If you keep showering, you can start seeing stuff that's gonna come out. And this is one part that comes out. These are the gallstones. And these are fat stones. You can see that there's like a round bead here, like a sound, surrounded by products here. Okay, so this is also a type of thing. There's one thing that that is not there that I should have added. Okay, there's another type of outcome can look like this. Okay. These are liver flukes, parasites. Okay, it looks like undigested mushrooms. Okay, I'll show you in a more like a display magazine type of what flukes can look like. Okay, this is the whole series, Fluke Supermarket here. So these are all kinds of shapes it can take. Sometimes it looks like a curled thing that looks like undigested grape peel or something like that. Okay, so these are all mainly the three things that you can really easily identify throughout this outcome. In this if we would send this to the lab, they would probably see and get a lot of other stuff like chemicals or all kinds of things. But ultimately, that this is all inside this. But these are the three main things that you can really observe. So you have, but this you need really hot water. Okay, so if you do that in the basket, and you can bring this basket over the shower, and the rest that will pass through the basket will go in the drain, no problem. And then you're going to start seeing things coming out, gallstones, fat stones. I kept the biggest one, but you see there's a lot of little ones that are there. And some people may have seen similar things like that into their intestinal plaque, actually. Okay, if you had a headache or nausea it's very possible that you were already moving toxins and fat like this from your liver. Okay.
Excuse me, Daniel.
Yes.
You had mentioned that what product softens the stones when we take it?
It's the apple enzyme. The apple enzyme. So it's the sachet 2, 4,
Yep.
6, 8, 9.
I was curious because I was asking when I had the liver flush, and I guess medical world, I thought that stones are hard. They make it sound like, oh, you can't pass them, So here I am passing all these stones. I'm like, how is this possible? And they're soft. I noticed that they were soft. And so I was curious. So that's from the apple enzyme?
Yeah, but stones are made of bile and cholesterol.
Mm,
It's not like the kidney stones, which are really crystals, minerals, salts.
okay,
Okay, so it's like crystals,
got it. Thank you.
quartz, and these are hard. But the liver stones are not hard, but they are hard enough that they can block and block the ducts, and they can block the gallbladder, and it becomes a really
Got it.
serious problem.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Mm. Marta, is there anything that you would like to add on this, on your with your experience?
Perseverance, even if you don't see stones yet, just keep going, because if you
Mm,
have symptoms, there are
mm,
stones.
mm,
And this is very, very important, that you keep going and that you keep flushing, that so that bile can push things forward, and maybe you release them next time.
mm. Yes, very good point. Thank you. Thank you. I was about to forget that. This is very important. You don't expect things when you're cleansing. Okay, just do the right thing. Just keep going. But it's not for you to decide what's going to come out. Full organ, a filter. It's very, very different. So don't think like the stones are just there waiting in the pipe to come out. It's more complex than this. This is like, like I told you, there's 30% of the population that has fatty liver. So don't think only about gallstones. There's a lot of other things, fat, gunk, chemicals, so many things in the filter. Okay, so don't worry. Don't think that this, oh my God, is there something that didn't work for me, or something I did wrong? If you just follow the step, there's nothing you can do wrong. It's like, this is really easy process, this one. So don't worry about it. Okay, and I'm sure if you just continue on the second day, and you flush again, it's like, most likely you're gonna have a little gift coming out.
Daniel, can I just ask you a question on that? When we flush on the second day, do we do it again at night, or we can do it during the day?
No, you need the preparation. The first day, you need to go really through the whole process of taking
Yeah,
all
that's
the
fine.
sachet of the, okay?
Yeah,
And then the
yeah,
first day you flush at 9:30 or 10
yeah.
or 11. That doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. You flush the last thing before you go to
yeah.
bed. Okay. You flush, and then you lie down on your right side. You just close the light, no TV, no cell phone. You just okay, for 45 minutes, completely dedicated to your liver. If you have a hot pad or a hot bag, okay, you can just lie on it. If you increase the temperature of your liver, you will help with this, and you may start hearing like gargles and something. You may feel nauseous. Okay, this is toxins moving through the liver. Doesn't matter. It's exciting. Perfect. Okay, you just go like this. If okay, after 45 minutes, you can move, or you can just fall asleep. And the second day, this is where you can just try to keep on. I would not eat, that's for sure. I would take lemon juice. I would just take like a liver friendly food, apple, just keep on just apple juice, lemon juice, like this, or nothing. You don't need, okay, or nothing is okay too. And then you flush again at noon, and then you can flush again in the evening, like this.
Okay, so just with the lemon juice or the grapefruit juice and the oil, that's it.
Yeah, you keep the two bottles, A and B,
Yeah.
and one you fill it with olive oil, and the other one you fill it with lemon grapefruit together, or doesn't matter.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So I think we're done. Hey, we've been 2 hours tonight. It was so fun, so interesting to hear everyone like this. And yeah, we see each other in 2 days again. Okay. In the meantime, anything we meet, you just throw it in the group, and I will answer, or we encourage each other.